ఓం శ్రీ గురుభ్యో నమః. అందరికీ నమస్కారం. See, people lose their jobs, they go through divorces, they fall sick, some are losing money and others court cases. So many have been unemployed for months while some are under heavy debt. People are concerned about their future and troubled by their past. The majority out there are going through challenges at work, at home, or both. It is all about worries and more worries. So in this journey, whether happiness is possible, so let us examine in the light of the observations of a master. See, most of us do everything we can to avoid worries because we want peace, happiness, and a life free of stresses and strains. We want a life that is smooth and has no surprises and shocks for us. We want the future to announce itself before it arrives on the doorstep of our present. We want nature to go according to our plans. In brief, the truth is we want too many things. So master said, if you ask me, we have unreasonable expectations from life. Nevertheless, is it possible to be at peace with happiness? See, is there a way to happiness? So master shared a little story which you have already heard elsewhere. A king once wondered if peace could be depicted, and if so, what would it look like? So he announced a grand prize to the artist who could point the most apt pictures of peace. Several artists from his empire came up with beautiful paintings. Some have drawn birds and the vast sky, others painted the calm ocean, while many captured the dense forests. An artist portrayed a mother feeding her child and another an old man sitting under a tree. So scores of other masters in the painting brought their canvases to life with beautiful colors and paintings. After much deliberation, the king shortlisted two paintings which he felt were the closest representation of peace and happiness. So one painting was of a calm lake, perfectly still. It was surrounded by colossal green mountains. There was a blue expanse overhead with fluffy white clouds. An old tree stood quietly with its branches extending several feet over the lake. A dry leaf was floating on the surface of the water. The king's courtiers and his subjects voted it as the perfect picture of peace. The other painting had chaos written all over it. While these two had mountains, they were rugged, they were harsh and rough, and bare, no greenery. The sky was dark grey with silver streaks of lightning, and it was raining heavily. A mammoth waterfall was tumbling down from a tall mountain. Everyone was puzzled to this as one of the short-listed paintings. But then the king asked them to look closely to examine it more deeply. Behind the waterfall, a young bush was growing in a fissure in the rock. There it was, sitting peacefully in the midst of the rush of roaring water. On the bush, there was a nest where a mother bird was feeding her little ones. They were unafraid, as if in perfect peace. The king awarded the prize to the second painting. The king reasoned by saying, the first painting is attractive, no doubt, but it is not real. Peace does not mean a life devoid of troubles, adversities and challenges. Instead, it means to be surrounded by all of that and yet have faith and be calm. That is the real meaning of peace. Most of us want the painting of our life to look like the first one, but almost always life hands us the second one. The first painting is our expectation from life, and the second is the reality. Peace lies in reconciliation of the two, my dear, said the master. You cannot stop the rains or the foaming waterfalls, but you can find your nest of life on the bush of faith, of acceptance, of good karma and all that. So, in this context, I am reminded of a beautiful quote read once. For a long time, it seemed to me that life was about to begin, but there was always some obstacles in the way, something to be got through first, some unfinished business, time still to be served, a debt to be paid. So, after all this, I will be happy and peaceful, like that. Then only life would begin. So, at last, it dawned on me that these obstacles were my life. See how he has drawn his conclusion. At last, it dawned on me that these obstacles were my life. So, when the going gets tough, when life stretches you, take it gracefully. There is no point in complaining or winning. Master said, remember and remind yourself that it is the rainy season, that you must persist and remain focused, that when one door closes, 100 others will open. Sometimes the rainy season may last longer than expected. So what? Sometimes the door may not open soon enough. So what? This is life. The sooner we understand and accept this truth of life, the happier we will be. On our journey, the sky won't always be blue, nor the mountains green. The days won't always be sunny, nor the nights starry. The oceans won't always be calm, nor the rivers flooded. And that is life, my dear. For whatever it is worth, this is what it is. It is a journey of happiness and of peace. Keep walking with grace and with gratitude, my dear, said the master. So, thank you all.